Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio, or as we're known on Twitter, the original and the best. Join myself, Foxchair, on the show this evening is my mate Bridgeman. Evening, Bridge.
Good evening, Foxchair. Can I just say a huge good evening to you? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby, and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, I've not seen Fox since about. He messaged me at 10 o'clock this morning, mate. He's away out delivering these Valentines cards, and I've not seen him since.
His Valentines cards. Oh dear.
I hope he's all right. He was like Santa with a sack he had. So.
Oh my God.
We'll see
where did he got all the names from?
It's one of the one of the answers. Yeah, what about Rudy Baird back in the show? That was brilliant, Bridgeman.
Oh, absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. And he did well. He looked after himself well, and his contribution was excellent as well. First class. We're so happy for him.
Great speaker already. The show's missed him. Show misses all the callers, and people come and go with different things with their life, but it's good to have Rudy back here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Right, Bridgeman, obviously you won the book last night, but a lot of the talk last night was Stephen Davis, just how good Stephen Davis is. And I'm going to put you on the spot here, mate. Right?
Go on.
Right. No, to embarrass you, and I know sometimes you've a senior moment, but only in your opinion, because it is about opinions. Have a go at naming your top 10 midfielders, and we'll open that up for callers as well. Huh?
The top 10?
The top 10 midfielders, right, I'm talking about midfielders.
Right, okay.
I'm not talking about guys like Laudrup or Cooper who would come deep and get the ball and that. I'm talking about midfielders, you know what I mean, yeah?
I know exactly, yeah.
Wow. Let you have a wee think about it.
Right, pal, thanks.
Yeah, but while we're doing that, I think we'll open the line, so if you want to join us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
But we're asking you, get a pencil, bit of paper, and your top 10 midfielders. Are you racking your brains there, Bridgeman?
I am indeed. But it won't take much to rattle my brains. There's not much there.
I think I could get your number one. Yeah.
Indeed, I bet you could.
I bet you could. I bet you anybody who knows you could get that. Yes.
Absolutely.
But after that, maybe your number two. I would be struggling after that. 10. Okay. You had a thought, you marked them down?
I've got some down here, Do you want me to start from 1 or want to start from 10?
Oh, we'll start from 10 with a big build-up, Bridget.
Right, okay. Well, here we go with number 10 then. Ian 10. Ferguson.
Ian Ferguson. What a player, mate. What a man, first and foremost, yeah.
Brilliant.
True blue. One of the greatest Rangers supporters we've ever had in our team, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be fair?
Absolutely, yes. Ian Ferguson. Yeah, I think he's moved over to Australia. Maybe he's back by now, yeah? He'd been living in Australia for a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My number 9.
Wait a minute, let's get
sorry, pal. Sorry.
All right, obviously he won the cup with St Mirren, scored a winner goal in a cup final for St Mirren.
83, I think it was. 83, something like that.
86, I think.
86, was it? Wasn't it that?
87,
okay.
Mate.
Well, he scored the winning goal. Was that Dundee United or something?
Aye, it was, aye. And then came to us, 1988, and won 9 league championship medals, and then one with the cat, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I remember I worked in Shivers, and he came on the site. Him and his manager and a couple of other guys for the football club come on with the Scottish Cup and got their photos taken and and spoke to people. Lots of people got their photo taken with him. But his hair was dyed. And
10 league championship medals, 3 Scottish Cup medals, 5 League Cup medals, mate, and obviously a Scottish Cup medal with St Mirren. And they only get 9 caps, mate. 9 caps. What a joke.
I think he was unfortunate we started that changeover to different people running the place, you know. I think that's what happened. Because other than that, he should have been a Scottish cap 100% of the time.
9 caps.
Definitely.
True blue, good choice, Fridge.
I like it.
Good choice. We'll just see if people want to join us.
The call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, okay, Bridge. Number 9.
Matt, sorry, pal.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Gio Van Bronckhorst.
What a football player, you know.
World class, eh?
First time I seen him was down at Tranmere there, mate. Didn't start off too well. 3-0 down. I'm thinking, what's happened here? You know. Yeah. One of the guys who's been with us, mate, who's been on to become a real star, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, world renowned. I mean, he ended up playing with. He went down to Arsenal, and ended up going across to Barcelona, and then he's came back to Europe to probably within Dutch or Belgian leagues or something. And taking up managers' roles and things like that. So I think he's done everything in the game. It was conceivably possible, and he's never really put a foot wrong because his expectation was such, you know, this is what I could do, and they will do that. I don't know how successful his record is as a manager / coach, if indeed he was a coach.
He won the league. He brought the hoodoo with Feyenoord and won them a championship, didn't he?
Yeah. But I don't know if there was any more than that. Suffice to say, I think he was a wonderful servant for us, and what a star to bring into your team. What a star to bring in. Fabulous. Just fabulous.
He only played 73 league games for us, Bridge, but in a very, very good team. Yeah, in a very, very good team. Left us to go to Arsenal for about £8 million or something.
Something like that, yeah.
108 Dutch caps, mate. 108 Dutch caps. Sorry, 100.
I thought we were a very lucky team to get someone like that, and obviously we took advantage of other players coming in, not necessarily midfield players, but other players coming in, and out of the Dutch league, or the Dutch teams, and what a wonderful era that was for us. Wonderful.
I'm going to get a list of his honours, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
He won the Dutch Cup 94, 95, 2007, 8. He won 2 league titles with us, 2 Scottish Cups with us, and the League Cup. He won the Premier League with Arsenal and the FA Cup. He won La Liga with Barcelona 2004, 5 and 5, 6. The Spanish Cup 2005 and 6. UEFA Champions League 2005, 6 season. World Cup runners-up 2010. And European Championships semi-finalists with Holland 2000 and 2004. What a career. Rich?
Just a fabulous career. I think it was a...
And you'll like this one at the end of it, where it says it honours. Yeah? He's a personal knight of the Order of the Orange Noose.
That's the real orange over there in the Netherlands or something like that, you know? Absolutely. I just loved the guy. I thought he was just marvellous to see him walking out with a lovely walk, and I really liked the way he walked, you know, a swagger in it, you know. And I thought, there's not very many people walk through Ibrox with a swagger. But it's nice to see it. Nice to see it.
All right, that's your number 9 then. Oh, what a player you have at number 9. Number 8?
Number 8 I've got is Ian Durrant.
Oh, yeah, what a player, mate. What a player, and we never know. The question you'll never be able to answer with Ian is how good he could have been, mate.
Yeah, I think that I'm quite sure that myself and God knows how many hundreds of thousands of Rangers fans all over the world would have a good guess and say that he would have ended up an absolutely world-class player without the assault, serious assault, and to nearly put an end to his career. I can't remember how many years it was he fought back. 3 years, was it? Was it 3 years?
Yeah, for a while, mate.
And to do that club never hardly apologised. Never said anything, and I think that's just scandalous. And so it goes on today with these serious injuries, just careless player, total disrespect to the players and they play the game. Total disrespect. Saw snatches of that there yesterday our game. Just dreadful stuff. And the referees would go with them. Shocking. Oh, I don't want to talk about yesterday's game. Sorry, pal. Sorry.
Hi, Ian Durrant, great player for us, Scottish League.
Very elegant player, wasn't he? I thought he was a very elegant player.
Intelligent player. Had a gift. Could see the game. Something people would say you can't teach what Durrant had, I remember watching him. I remember him watching him when he came on, or he was playing, and Souness was playing with him. My God Almighty, the two of them were just outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Okay. I'm thinking to myself, could we not get this all the time? We've been joined by Southside, mate, who likes our list and likes our walk down memory lane. Evening, Southside.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
Hi, Southside.
How you doing, Bridgeman? I heard the question there, Box.
It's not easy, mate. It's not easy.
It's not, to be honest, because obviously when you're trying to compile the list, I'm trying to look at it as like a central midfielder, one that would just played on the right or the left. No, I'm not wanting a sort of winger on that, and looking through some of the sort of lists I sort of wrote down. It is harder than you actually think,
Have you got a top 10?
I've got something close to a 10. If I said
a 9,
well, actually, I had Van Bronckhorst in my number 8. Two Guy was my number 10.
Right.
Ryan Jack was number 9 for me. Just it's not because he's just the job he's done, the player he is, what he does for the team. So different type of player. No one that's going to go beating 2 and 3 players, because I've got other players in my team that could maybe do that. But 10 was Two Guy, 9 Ryan Jack, and I had Van Bronckhorst at 8, mate.
Oh, right, okay. I had that thought, Bridget. So you had 10, you had Ian Ferguson.
Ian Ferguson at number 10.
9, Ian Van
Bronckhorst at number 9. And then Ian Durrant.
Ian Durrant. Okay. There's only one player there similar, Van Bronckhorst. People would argue that he's one of the only world-class players we've ever had play for our team.
I would suggest that, pal.
I've got Ian Durrant in my team, but he's further up for me.
Just wait, just keep it as a list, right? Bridgeman, who have you got for number 7 then?
Number 7 for me was George Alberts.
The Hammer?
Or Alberts.
Okay, aye. I mean, we loved the Hammer, didn't he? Scored a great goal, was it?
Gave us some absolutely electric moments. My goodness gracious, what a player.
The hardest hitter in a ball you've ever seen?
Well, I think there was obviously, based on what we've seen in history, tells us that Cooper could hit the ball hard, and there was a few others long ago could hit the ball hard. But in general, for most folk, they would think that he had probably the hardest shot, and from a distance as well. But as I say, I don't want to say too much about David Cooper and that. Don't take anything away from David Cooper. He was a great free kick taker, great.
Yeah.
But I just love the way. Sorry, pal.
Aye, okay, mate. Aye, good shout, mate. The Hammer, loved them. Number 7, Southside.
I'm just counting down here, make sure I wrote 10 down. Aye. Trevor Stephen comes in at number 7.
Oh, what a player.
Aye.
What a player. Elegant football player.
Elegant, aye. He
could play, he could pass. He wasn't a tackler, he sort of stole the ball off people, Southside.
Aye. Great movement, didn't he? Could read the game. Ghosted into the box. Linked up well with Gary Stevens at the time when he was there, and also played for England. So, aye, mate, he was a great football player.
Pretty similar type of player to Sir Stephen Davis at the moment, if I'm being honest. Very intelligent.
Aye, mate, aye, definitely.
Bridgman, any thoughts?
Yeah, I liked him. I think it was great. I'm sorry, but he didn't fit in the man top 10. But, he'd probably be at number 12 or 13 or something.
He's not in my top 10.
No, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything about it. And there's that other boy you quite liked for a long time. Was Nigel Spackman, So there's a whole load of midfielders that Rangers had were absolutely top quality. And you start to wheedle them down a wee bit to the way they want. Because what did you like them for? Blah, blah, blah.
Aye. By the way, I wouldn't have Spackman in my top 10 because his longevity weighs. He wasn't weighs that long, but I think of the three foreigners when they came out, he'd have been the mainstay for our team for a couple more years. Yeah. He was a top player, in my opinion. Right, okay, so Trevor Stephen, you think he's a diddy, Bridgman? When I tell him
I don't think he's a diddy. I don't stop speaking like that. That's shocking.
What do you think, Southside? Bridgman thinks Trevor Stephen's a diddy.
Straight in, better not. Straight in. But see, he'll have a couple of players that I've not seen in his top 10, so...
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I believe so, Bridge. I do believe so.
Okay.
But also, just because I've done this list, right? I mean, some people, when I get to the end of it, or do you want me to explain a couple of them why I never put them in near the end?
We'll come in at the end, mate. We'll come in at the end. What the diddies you never put in.
What a shocker.
Right, so, Trevor Stephen, right, your next one, Bridge.
My next one was number 6 was Ray Wilkins.
Ray Wilkins, great player. I wonder how many games he actually played for us. I liked him. He was a better player than what we thought, Bridge. Everybody thought before he came, and he was successful for us.
Fabulous player on the world stage. Played all over the world. What a wonderful player. He played, was it Italian football he played? My God almighty, he was wonderful. And he strolled that park, Ibrox, strolled it. Told coaching everybody beside him, telling them where to go, all these things. Just wonderful.
Obviously, he'll be remembered fondly for the goal he scored against them.
Oh, wow, that was a bonus, isn't it? That's a cherry top of the cake, that one. What a goal. Sadly, no longer with us. Sadly, short in life.
I don't know if I should let you in. I don't know if I should let you have him. He didn't even play 100 games for us. But if you're putting him in, Bridge, I'll let you have him because it's you. 96 games. 4 goals.
What an impression. 96 games. What an impression.
4 goals, Aye, he was a class act in that. I think there's also a memory Southside the day he left us because he left for family reasons. I don't think there's not been many people who had that reception. He took off. I can't remember who we were playing. I'll just check it who we were playing. It was against Dunfermline. We won 3-0. And he took off and the place just stood to him, didn't it? And he was a mess. He went to pieces, didn't he? Yes. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But what a player, what a man. Southside.
Aye, mate, I agree with everything you're saying. I didn't put him in. He was my 12th man, I think, actually, Bridge.
The 12th man.
I didn't put him in just because, wonderful player and all that, and he done well with us, but he was better in years before. And if we'd had him back then, I think I would have maybe been inclined to have put him in the lack of games, but it was great to see him in a Rangers jersey, and he certainly scored a few raspers, and the one against the Tardellis crowned it off in that. But I believe he was a better player a few years before he came to us, mate, so that's why I didn't add him in mind.
In my eyes, because I remember when I was growing up and playing football, him and his brother were both international class players. I think both played with Chelsea. Ray Wilkins was, I think, 18 when he was the Chelsea captain. I think that was the story. What a player. I kind of followed his career since he was a youngster to a certain extent, you know. Just great. And ever so pleased that we managed to get him to play for us. He
was a fabulous player, and I think we all liked the way when he left the club Southside, he always talked about us fondly, didn't he?
Aye, he did, mate. He certainly did. Who have I got in at number 6?
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for...
I've got Ian Ferguson for me in at number 6.
Bridge had him at number 10. When I see Fergie, I'm going to tell him. We've been joined by Jim 115. Evening, Jim. How we doing, mate?
No bad. How's things tonight anyway, guys?
All right, mate. All right.
How are you, Jim?
I'm all right, but I'm a wee bit disheartened by the latest breaking things on the Rangers Twitter accounts, and I don't know if any of you have seen it. Maybe regarding the speculation that was on the go today. There could be some substance in this by the sounds of things. Well, the rumours that was on the go regarding players being caught at a party. I don't know if any of you seen them. Did you see them?
There's absolutely no substance behind it, mate.
Well, the Rangers have just tweeted regarding it. I don't know if you've seen it.
The two young boys, I got told about it this morning, and I got told later on there was no substance behind it. Anyway, I'm sure if there is, Rangers will deal with it. We're talking about our top 10 midfielders, Jim.
Has anybody mentioned Ray Wilkins in that?
Aye, Bridgeman's just mentioned him. Southside thought he was a diddy.
We've had a few name at me.
Have a quick think, Jim. Have a quick think and see what you can come up with. And if there is anything behind that story, it'll grow arms and legs again, and we'll have to discuss it. But at the moment, there's nothing there. It's spread on social media, like it did. The Liverpool manager was leaving last night as well. You know.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've seen, but Rangers have actually these tweets regarding it.
I don't need Twitter, mate.
All right. Well, I'm just letting you know that there's an internal investigation going on right now. So it's maybe paying off a wee bit. So again, very disappointing if there's any truth in it.
If there's any truth in it, they'll get it, but they deserve, mate. Yeah.
Yep.
Rangers have said they're aware of an alleged incident and they'll make a statement in due course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll see where it goes. Yeah. Go on then, Jim.
Yeah, I'm just saying we'll see how it goes.
Aye, well, I know that young make mistakes, but if that's true, and my information this morning, that was this morning, that there was nothing in it, but obviously things might have moved on. Yeah. So we're doing my top 10 midfielders, mate, and these two are working vigorously.
I think we should be here all right on that one.
I think that's number 6, didn't they? Who did you have at number 6, Southside?
Ian Ferguson.
Oh, aye.
Obviously, won the cup with 2 teams, won 10 league championship medals with us, only 9 international caps, Southside. How ridiculous was that?
Aye, mate. I think the role he sort of played with us, but he certainly probably drew more caps at the time, playing in that team. Don't get me wrong, there was a few times, mate, he was off the boil for a wee while, so when I was trying to pick it, I was just trying to pick sort of midfielders that's been there for a bit of time, and obviously I've seen. You don't need to be world beaters, can beat 3 and 4 men. It was just the job that they'd done for the Rangers, mate, when I tried to put it together.
Aye, successful career, mate. Successful career. Over a long number of years, and plus he was one of us as well.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah.
Right,
Bridge had him at number 10. You've got him at number 6. What's your number 6, Bridge?
My number 6 is Ray Wilkins.
Oh, Ray Wilkins. I've already talked to him. Jim 1154. You like 115? You liked him as well, by the sounds of it.
I would have said Ray Wilkins. That was the one I kind of the money finger, but to me, he was one of the best midfielders I've seen at Rangers.
A top drawer, but obviously never. He wasn't ways that long. You know, played about 90 odd games, yeah.
Big thing.
And as we said, he'll never be forgotten because of the goal we scored against them.
Right.
Right, number 5, Bridgeman.
For me, we're speaking about people that played a not short number of games. This man's got the shortest number of games ever for Rangers. He's a Rangers' greatest ever player, John Gregg.
John Gregg. All right, okay. Well, what can we say about John Gregg? Also, Jim's left us, so he must have a job. Well, you must have seen him at that part of his career where he was a ball-winning midfielder.
Correct.
That's with Scotland as well, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He just got over the pitch and won the ball and passed it and made things happen. Scored a lot of goals as well, over 100 goals for us, Bridge.
Yeah, he did indeed.
Mm-hmm.
He was a wonderful player for us. Great servant. He wouldn't let the team be lost. You know, if there was a position he could fill, he did it. You know, he would come in, play left back, right back, play anywhere, and do it with the same enthusiasm he did anywhere. He was a great player, great right half, marvellous right half. So he was. So Greg, McKinnon, and Baxter was the great rock of the centre of the Rangers team, insofar as the midfield area is concerned. That's the engine room. Marvellous stuff. Great to watch. Very elegant teams.
Hard player.
Oof, can't tell you. There's very few players that I ever saw in the Scottish League would have stood up against them. No, we wouldn't have stood against them. They'd have battered them.
All right. All right.
Can I just ask Southside, do you remember John Gregg at all?
Aye, mate. I was at his testimonial and stuff. I do remember John Gregg. He was more. When I was going to Ibrox to see him, he was more in the left back position.
That's correct. You probably know by playing football, you end up going forward back.
Aye, I didn't have him in as a midfielder, Bridge, when I've picked mine, but the feeling you might have had him in yours because he played in that position, left half, right half, so technically back in midfield, but when I seen him playing at Ibrox and that, he was certainly at left back at that time for Rangers.
And Scotland. He was a fantastic fullback for Scotland as well.
And Scotland as well, mate, aye.
Yeah. I loved him. I still do. I think he's just great. When he took over as manager, I thought he was going to be a big star, but it didn't work out for him.
Voted the greatest ever Ranger. That's all you need to know, you know.
Yeah, you can't say much more than that. The greatest ever Ranger. Oh, I thought that would be me. Nobody voted for me. And you could take a dozen players and say, where do you think they would have fitted in that vote? And if you think some of them obviously never get voted in, you think, I can see why. You know, you look back at their history and the things they did. But John Gregg was just solid Rangers. No messing about, no bad stories. Anyway, sorry. I don't
think you can say enough about John Gregg, you know, and obviously his career, 772 games, and then took right for the playing pitch and the management ways, you know, so he's done that 772 and then he was a manager for 4 years, so he basically have been involved in about well over 1,000 games in the spin, Southside, so some career for his 772 games, 124 goals.
How many years?
Made his debut as an 18-year-old in 1961, mate. And obviously his last game as a player was the 1978 Scottish Cup final, which is famous for Big Peter swinging on the bar.
Big Peter.
And he was
Love
also the captain at Barcelona. So good choice with the bridge there, Southside. Your next one?
And I had George Alberts, mate. I had Alberts in at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
George, Bridget Alberts as well.
Number 7.
Good player for the Southside. Hardest shot you've seen?
Aye, mate, I would think so. I heard, like I was saying, maybe earlier on, Davy Cooper. And the only one I remember that went like a rocket, although he wasn't famous for it, was Big Bert against him at Hampden, if you remember. That went in like a rocket. I went in like the hammer, didn't it? But aye, Alberts, mate, aye. Wonderful player at times, great career ways. Never talks bad about us, always respects us, always comes back to the club. Made a big impression on him. So I had George Alberts in there for me, mate, at that, in there at number 6, I think it is, isn't it?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5.
We'll just have a look and see, but he's just turned 50, the big man. Many league games for us, 158, scored 156 with 58 goals, which is pretty good for midfield. Won the league 9 in a row. Obviously, get sent off the last day of the season, the following season, then bounced back and played in 2 league winning signs under Dick Advocat. Yeah, marvellous play for us. Marvellous play for us.
Yep.
He was an idol, wasn't he? He was a big idol.
7 trophies for us, 3 leagues, 2 Scottish Cup, 2 League Cups. So aye, not a bad player. Big Alberts. Aye, couldn't argue with that, mate. And he get 3 caps for Germany. Which is maybe worth 40 for Scotland.
Yeah. He's a big hero to many, many people. A lot of youngsters just loved him. I like to see the shots, I like to see the big booming shots and scoring goals. The kids loved it.
Oh, he scored regular. Midfield, Okay.
I think there was a roar of excitement going in, and people, when they were watching him, running up to take a free kick or something. Just great. Sorry about that.
All right, your next one.
A few goals.
Oh, go on then, Southside.
A few goals in Europe as well. PSG away.
Oh, yes.
Actually, Vaterus was in goals for them that night.
Vaterus, is that him? Is that the game he was?
Aye, when Big George scored.
For that goal, Moles went in a run and he had a shot that spun out and fell to Albers and he put it away. Aye, I remember it. But aye, good player. Can't argue with him being your top 10 list. Right, what's your next one, Bridge?
Well, my next one was number 4, which is Stephen Davis. Sir Stephen Davis.
Oh, Sir Stephen Davis. Southside, what can we say about Sir Stephen Davis?
Wonderful player, mate. Absolutely wonderful player. You look at the age of him now and what he's doing. I know he's playing a slightly different role, but played at the top level, mate, for us the first time round. Left with dignity. He went down to the Premiership and has played in Northern Ireland, most caps in Britain, innit? Player. Unbelievable. And still playing at the top level for us, mate, in the now. So, aye, amazing player, mate. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, can I just say that his behaviour all the way through it, and his shall we say, quiet leadership on the pitch has been incredible. The 2 stints he said with Rangers, the man's been impeccable, absolutely impeccable. And the way he plays, that game yesterday he played, he was totally outstanding, just totally outstanding.
Hello.
Oops.
Well, we've been joined, I think it's with Wallace. How are we doing, Wallace?
I'm fine, thank you.
Floor's yours, mate.
I just want to say about your midfield.
Yeah.
It's very complicated because we've been blessed with so many.
Here.
Way too many.
I believe
it's hard to say. You can go right across the board.
Yeah.
It's for me. I'm 55 years old,
right.
And I've seen countless great players across that in the midfield for Rangers. It's hard to call. It really is for me hard to call. I can write down a few, then I go back to it. There'll be another few.
Here. They two, I believe they two went through 2 packets of cranes between them.
Very good, very good. Where are you from, Wallace?
Yeah.
Originally, I was born in Kilwinning, but I was brought up in Dunoon. I live in the south coast in Shoreham by Sea now.
Oh, right, okay. Sure lives down there, Shoreham, aye. Been there a couple of times.
Yeah. I called before. I got a bit emotional because of what's happening this season. It is getting to me. This season's getting very emotional.
Aye, here, mate. Here. Remember that.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I know there's a lot of ifs and buts and stuff like that, but this.
I hope you don't start crying. I hope you don't start crying on the radio.
Don't. Bridgeman, when I listen to you, the Bridge, you make me sometimes cry, to be honest.
Oh my God!
I know how you feel. Wallace.
No, you've been a godsend. All of you have been a godsend because of all this, the lockdown and stuff. This Rangers radio has been a blessing for me.
Yeah,
especially my family, because we're all Rangers anyway. I've brought my wife, my kids up to be Rangers. Been up there quite a few times. Took a lot of friends up there. Ever since I came out of the army, I've been out of the army 30 years, and I've took a lot of people, my family up there. And nobody has ever said we want to go back. We want to go back, and that's God bless. I hope we can go back as soon as possible.
Yeah. Southside,
well said, bud.
Southside, a lot of emotion.
Aye, mate. Aye, it certainly is. It's good to hear Wallace. Good to hear you on, pal, and listening to the show and stuff. And like you're saying, I mean, I've just sort of tried to compile a list in like in about 10, 15 minutes, mate, because I can be changing it.
There's too many.
And there's certain things like, I mean, I could say, for instance, just for talking sake, I could name Alec McDonald right. I seen Alec McDonald right, but I was younger. I was a bit younger growing up, but I've still gone to the games and I seen them. But I'm trying to make a sort of judgment on players. So somebody like me, Doddy, didn't make my team, but it's not to say that I didn't think he was a wonderful player and stuff. It's just I just try to compile a list, mate, and it's madness in it. There's that many players. It's unbelievable.
Definitely. There's loads of players. We as supporters have been blessed with certain people that have put that blue jersey on, for sure.
Here, Wallace. Here. And who would be your favourite, mate? I know they're going through their list, but who was your favourite?
What at the moment or days gone by?
Ever.
Oh, in the mid. It's hard to say. David Cooper to me was. I was very fortunate to see him. Bobby Russell. Sandy Jardine. Always the man gave his all. God bless him. I've been fortunate to meet John McDonald and people like that. Mm-hmm. Alex McDonald, I've heard him talk before. Just so many. Watching George Alberts was a dream.
What a man! That was a great shout.
Oh, brilliant! I just love watching the Rangers. When I'm feeling down, I just put the Rangers on, and it builds me up.
Absolutely,
I just love watching my Rangers. They're my Rangers.
My Rangers. I love it.
You're in a nice part of the country. You're not that far from Brighton, eh?
Just along from Brighton. Just along the coast.
Nice part of the country.
I've been a lot of, there's so-called, so many Rangers supporters clubs around here, but my house, to me, is the best Rangers supporters club.
Well said, pal, well said.
That's right, I love the Rangers. It's in my blood, and it's in my family's blood. It's
brilliant, mate.
I just love it. I just love them. They just give me joy. And anger sometimes. And anger.
It's true, but the emotion.
We're getting there. We're getting where we belong. Well, we're getting there. We are getting there, and it's coming. It's been a long time, and I remember what it's this day so many years ago. They said they were doing this to us, and it's been hurting since. But the love is coming back, and my smile is getting bigger.
Brilliant.
Well done to you, pal. Well done to you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Right, mate. We'll get some more callers coming in. You want to sit?
Thank you, and it's been a pleasure.
You want to sit?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Rangers Radio.
Wallace, hold on. What were you saying, Oxford?
You're welcome to sit and laugh at these boys' selections, mate, if you want, Wallace.
Yeah, I'll sit and it's a pleasure.
Yeah, you sit there, mate. You sit there, and I've just
Thank you.
And I've just had a text from Mr. S. Kipper here.
S. Kipper.
Right.
Mr. S. Kipper.
He can't believe so far that Oxford's not in anybody's top 10 yet. There we go. Man, the man knows his stuff. Right, Bridge, your next one.
Oh, my next one is number 3. Barry Ferguson.
Southside.
Barry Ferguson.
South side. Your
Right.
next one.
I gave you my number 4, didn't I?
Aye, who was it?
Ian Durant.
No, you never.
Brilliant.
Oh, no, you didn't. We haven't spoken about it. I do apologise for that. Maybe.
The boy for Cannon Park, Ian Durant.
He's only in your top 4 because he comes with KP.
No, it's no, mate. Ian Durant, he was absolutely brilliant, man. What a player he was. Do you know what I mean? He certainly in my top 4.
Here. Not a bad shout, mate. He'd a gift, mate, and we'll never know how good he would have been Southside.
Exactly. It's a shame.
Aye, he was the way he ghosted from midfield right into the box, the link-up play. He could read the game. He was pacey. I mean, and even although he wasn't built that, he didn't look that built well for midfield. He did go into tackles and that, but to me, mate, he's still in my top 4 of Rangers midfield players. I couldn't leave Ian Durant out, mate, honestly. Even when he come back after his injury. He come back after his injury as well and done a turn for us and played well. So, scored in cup finals and semi-finals and stuff. So, no, Ian Durant certainly gets in my top 4.
Good shout, mate. Good shout. Right, your number 3? Outside?
My number 3 was Stephen Davis, mate. That was my number 3.
Aye, well, you know what I think is a Stephen Davis, Bridge man.
Yes, of course. I had him at number 4, and I had Durant in at number 8. So we're all very close. Let's put it that way in our thoughts when it comes to some of these players. That's for sure.
And your number 3, Bridge, was?
My number 3 was Barry Ferguson.
And your number 2?
Number 2 is Gaza.
Okay. Well, what can we say about Gaza, Southside? Is he on your list?
He's in my list, mate. Aye, he is.
Same position, a different position.
I know who Bridge is going to pick, obviously, but
How do you know?
Because listen, I know you're going to say the man. You're going to say him. I know you are. I will wait till you say it. You know it's coming. Do you want to know where Barry Ferguson? Barry Ferguson's number 2 for me, mate.
Right. And your number 1
is Paul Gascoigne.
World
class.
Did you see his TikTok video yesterday, mate? Somebody sent me it.
No, I didn't. But I mean, you're talking about Paul Gascoigne, mate. World class player, absolutely world class. Played at the top level, Italy,
probably one of the
England.
best players that ever played the game.
Probably the most skillfulest midfielder I've ever seen playing for Glasgow Rangers, mate. So he was my number 1 on the list that I compiled, and I know I've left a right good few out, mate, but that's the way I've seen it at the moment.
Well, I know Bridge is number 1.
Well, I'd like to have seen him play with Jim Baxter, that's for sure.
Who said Baxter? I know that
Well,
Bridge.
You've just gave away Bridge.
That's no fair.
Bridge, my mum seen Baxter play, and she said to me, "You will not see a better footballer in your life." Maybe Law, but Jim Baxter was her favourite.
I think. Can I go in here, Oxford?
Wait a minute, I'm just going to get myself comfortable while you make a speech.
Okay. I could really wax lyric. My number one is Baxter. Is
definitely,
to me, probably one of very few people of world class fame that played for the Rangers. And to me, he was right up there in the top shelf. Absolutely outstanding player.
My mum's never been wrong, so I'll agree with that.
Wallace, he was a fabulous footballer, just a wonderful footballer. And you know, when you saw him on the pitch, he never grumpy or nothing. He loved it. Get me, son. Here, visit here.
My mum
you
said
could hear him. The crowd, brilliant.
So side.
Aye, mate.
We asked on the quiz, and Bridge got the question. It fell for Bridge. Who was with JCB, James Curran, Baxter, and Bridge never got it?
Don't tell lies. I didn't so get it. Shocker.
Stop picking on him.
You.
I tell you to have a player there that I never saw. So I knew that was coming.
No, but brilliant. Aye, some list, boys. Some list. Bridgeman, great list. A lot of similarities with your list, both of you.
I think there's overlaps everywhere, isn't there?
Aye.
Overlaps everywhere.
Definitely overlaps.
Well done. That was good jumping in, Southside, right in that. I bet you there's players that you think,
Yeah, but it's like, I could have. When Bridge mentioned Ray Wilkins, right? I could have put Ray Wilkins in there. I didn't, because I thought he was a better player before he came to Rangers. Same as I never put Graham Souness in there, because Souness was a player when he was at Liverpool. That's when he played, a world-class player throughout his career, but he'd done all right to us, but he wasn't the player, so I wasn't putting him in that sort of midfield. And I even left Big Mikhailichenko out, mate. I could have put Bobby Russell in there. I could have put Bobby Russell, and even Gordon Smith. Gordon Smith, when he played, Gordon Smith scored a lot of goals. He played sort of left sort of side of midfield, didn't he? They had him in the team as well. But you end up, you pick that many players, and then you can think of more. You just keep thinking of other players. But I was trying to get a level of service. I even left Claudio Arena out.
Great player.
I thought of Mikhailichenko, but I couldn't spell it.
You just put Miko down. That would have done us. Brilliant. Bobby Russell. What a football player.
Oh, definitely. I was fortunate to meet him as well. It's brilliant man.
Nice guy.
Definitely.
I'm sure there could be easily 12, 15 boys could come on here and give you another totally different sheet with 10 names in it that were all excellent players for the Rangers.
The blue jerseys have been blessed by a few people, that's for sure.
You're indeed right.
It's given us a lot of joy. And hopefully there's a good few more years for it.
Well, that's what we're looking for now.
Hello.
Well, we've been joined by Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
Good evening. How are we all?
All right.
Hello, Amanda.
Hello. No, just on the midfielders. I mean, I'm obviously a lot younger than some of you, not to be too unkind to you, but I've obviously seen a lot of George Alberts and Mikhailichenko and all the ones you've mentioned, Davy Cooper. I mean, I had the honour of meeting Davy Cooper a few years ago, and what a gent, but we're so blessed at the club. We've had so many talented midfield players, really. So blessed at the club. We've had so many fantastic midfield players. I mean, my dad's hero, obviously, is John Gregg. Sandy Jardine was one of my dad's heroes. Baxter was one of his heroes, so he's gone back a lot longer than me, obviously. But for me, like Alberts, you couldn't top a good free kick for Alberts to get you going, But no, I agree wholeheartedly. The club has been so blessed with midfield players that we could go on and on about them, you know what I mean? As that guy said, the guy that was on earlier said, you could go on and on, you could pick a list and then pick another 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Aye, a good list, and some of the boys had a lot of overlap, and which pleased me that Stephen Davis was in both of their lists.
That was good then. You're pleased at that, aren't you? I mean, he is a great player, there's no doubt about it. He does, he covers so much of that field on a Saturday when we're playing, doesn't he, really? From one end to the other, non-stop. He's on it every ball, you know, but I just think we've been so blessed as a club, as a football club, with so many talented, genuine geniuses, do you know what I mean, in the midfield.
Here.
Here, Amanda.
I mean, we could go on and on about midfield players. We could be here till next year having a discussion about the midfield players Rangers have had, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, with a team who has had so many goddamn gifted players, do you know what I mean? In the midfield especially. Striking-wise, we've been lucky as well. We've had so many talented strikers over the years. But I just feel we've had such a rich variety of players, do you know what I mean?
Southside, didn't you?
Long, mate, continue.
Aye, mate, Amanda's right. It's not until you start to sort of think the players, and like you're saying, if you think the strikers that's played or the midfielders, but tonight, when you say to Bridge to try and name midfielders and sort of try to compile a list, you know, there's probably loads out there that have left out, but it's just that there's been that many players, mate, and it's good that when you think back to some of the players, your mind can spring back to some things you remember at that time it happened, obviously, when people mentioned Bobby Russell. Think back to the European night against PSV away and stuff like that, but he was also a cultural player at Ibrox, and he played well in that team at the time with John Betts and that in it as well, and other players. So, but the list could be endless, and there'll be loads of people that will probably maybe know have 3 or 4 of your players that we just part on it at short notice, mate.
Stuart McCall not on anybody's list. He was popular with the fans.
Nah.
Hard working player.
That's a good point. Aye, that's a good point. Stuart McCall.
I think, as I said earlier, if you take a couple of people and say, give us a list, and you'll find the Stuart McCall will fit.
Sorry, pal. It's me again. I think what happened, she went to turn the speaker off. I think that hung up.
All right, no, mate. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm right through. Well, basically, what it is, I'm Stephen Cock, and I'm from Arbroath, right? My dad's originally from Glasgow. I've got blue blood running through my veins, and I truly believe 55 is coming home. But all this stuff with the SFA and that, and I had a good point, mate, and the mind went completely blank with me turning off that speaker and that, know what I mean? But what do you think about all this trial by TV? Like, we've got VAR, but 5 days later, and we seem to be the only team that, like, doesn't benefit from it. Like, that boy for Dundee United put a hole in Alfie's leg, and where was these 3 referees then? Do you know what I mean?
Well, the compliance officer was in their role then, doing her job. Look, Stephen, this is my view. This is no Rangers radio view. My view, and Bridge and Southside can chip in as well. I think we're going to make sure that this doesn't take away what we're doing this now, and they enjoy it, and we don't get caught up in it. There's some weird and wonderful things happened in Scottish football. The pantomime that is Scottish football. Hopefully, slowly but surely, we can get it sorted and get some consistency and some justice. But don't let
that's true. As long as we keep winning our games, I couldn't care what they do at Sharp Key. See, even if we go there and get a draw, all we would need in our next game is a draw, and we'd be champions. We've got 16 points, and they can't catch us then.
Yeah, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Southside.
Aye, mate. I just think I think we're only 4 wins away, buddy, for being champions. Aye, we're certainly getting trialled by TV, right? We know that, but I think the club will deal with it come towards the end of the season. I think we just stay quiet, just carry on. We only want the 4 wins, be champions, mate, and then we'll sort out the stuff that we know that's been happening in the background over the last few months with the disciplinary procedure. And I just think the club's doing the right thing. We took punishment for Alfie when they thought it was that. We appealed roofs because we thought it was appealable. We didn't get it, but we're moving on, mate. And we're only 4 wins away, mate. And it's been like that for years, buddy. We've had this for years, buddy. It's no nothing new.
See next year at the Euros, I'm getting an English top. I'm Scottish by birth, but British by choice. Next year at the Euros, I'm getting an England tap. And see on the back it.
Don't be daft.
On the back it, I'm getting fuck the SFA.
Whoa.
See me hello, Stephen there.
Thank you very much.
We could all say that, but at the end of the day, we've got to keep a dignified shut up about it. Because if we don't, you know what will happen. I feel the same way about the SFA, but we've got to keep it quiet as a club. If we don't shut our mouth about it, we'll get hammered. It'll not be Celtic or Aberdeen or Dundee United or the other clubs that will get hammered. It'll be us that gets hammered, because we're the ones that have opened our mouth about it. You know, as Rangers as a club has got a pride about being a club, and we it's for everyone and anyone, you know, and that's what they say. I mean, I've heard language at games which I never sort of understand, but I do. But, you know, it doesn't bother me, because they all kid me on because of my second name being Bishop. You know, they all go, oh, he's coming in grace, you know. But I just take it in the chin and laugh it off with them, you know, and that's what the banter out of the game on a Saturday's about. But where the SFA is concerned, I think you've got to be careful. You've got to be very, very careful that you don't open your gob too soon.
I'm sure there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that will come out. Some it will not come out, and it will come out. But I think we've got to make sure that we enjoy this period of time.
Of course, we don't let it dictate how we win, how we do it, because as a club, we've got so far in so many years, we've came a hell of a long way in the last few years. So why let them spoil it?
Well, we are.
You know, why let that spoil it?
Can I come in,
anyway?
Right. And they're just leaving us, I think, by the sounds yet.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying that's all I'm going to say. I'm just listening in, but I'll not say anything else now.
Right. Bridgeman?
I was just going to say, I implore every Rangers fan not to say anything at all. It can be construed as different from what the club's saying. The club must be leading in this, and must be seen to lead it. And I'll tell you this, there's nobody in this God's green earth hates some parts of what's happening in our against our team in Scotland more than me. But we must let the club lead, and particularly our manager, because he's got the thing that winds everybody up, and that's for sure. Well done.
Okay, so we'll go back to, I mean, a good question for Stephen. He's entitled to, but Southside people have got to make sure we enjoy this period. We've waited for a long time. If this is 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever it takes, we enjoy it, and we make sure we enjoy it. Actually, we could actually win the league by only winning 2 more games now. Do you know that, Southside?
Didn't they, mate? Is that they got a couple of games to play or something?
No, if we beat them twice, that would do it, mate.
All right, mate. See the way we've been treated this way for years, right? We know how it works up there, and sometimes we can dig it out and we can go on about it. But for me, we've played well this season. We've been consistent. We've been breaking records so far. We've got the best manager in the country. We've played the best football. We're top of the league, mate, and we're going to really enjoy this. We've waited a long time for it. And there's been a couple of blips with disciplinary things that have happened and the trial by TV, but we can rise above this, mate. Well, hopefully, like Bridge says in that, the club will deal with a lot of the issues probably towards the end of the season. You maybe like them to come out quickly and say something, but we just need to focus. Keep the club the way it is. We've done a game at a time. That's the way Stevie G said it as the season's went on. Keep the players focused. So the focus is the next game, and the next game will be this weekend coming. So that's the way I see it, and I think that's the way the club's dealing with it, mate. Keep the off-field nonsense as quiet as possible and just carry on with your day job, which is training and winning games for Glasgow Rangers, mate. And like you say, 4 games time, 55's here, and then we'll hopefully be able to celebrate what we've all been waiting for. And that's the way I see it, mate.
Can I come in there a wee minute? I mean, for me personally, I'm going to enjoy this more than ever when we win it, because the year I had last year, the year I had last year was a year for hell. I mean, I was listening to a lot of the games in the Royal Infirmary, you know what I mean, lying in the bed going, I should be there. But, I mean, it's weird the way last season worked out for me, especially because Dad managed to get me a wheelchair and get me a couple of the games. I managed to get to the Braga game in Europe at Ibrox, in the European tie at Ibrox. And I think I got to one of the league games, and that was it. And then the season got called. I was like, yes, please, fine. I was swearing more about that than I was about anything, because I had managed to recover quite quickly from my surgery. And but anyway, I'm determined more than ever to enjoy it this year, because this is one of the ones that's really excited me this year. Okay, we've won leagues in the past, but this is going to be a sweet, sweet one when we do get it.
This is different.
It's going to be special, Amanda, that's for sure.
Aye.
It's going to be emotional for me as well, because we've got friends that are not going to be coming back to Ibrox next season, when we get back. So it's quite an emotional one for everybody, but I think my dad's going to feel it when we win it. He's not saying much, he's kind of keeping quiet, but I think his nerves are starting to go blah, blah, blah. But no, it's going to be sweet when we do it, and it really is. It's going to be a sweet, sweet one, and it really is.
You're a blessing on this radio, Amanda, that's for sure.
I'm starting to fill up here thinking about it. But no, it's all the crap we've put up with for supporters of other clubs. You're this, you're that. Well, it just shows you can mock us all you like, but we would be back. We were told years ago we would be back, and here we are. You know what I mean?
I think Ali summed it up, didn't he? Ali summed it up.
Definitely
I
did.
mean,
Definitely
he did.
One at a time. Yeah, well, why not?
Sorry.
No. Just, you're all right, Well, it's you. Amanda's a regular now.
Oh, I hear her all the time. She's brilliant. I love her.
She is brilliant. Something at the eyes.
No, I'm not in a still game episode, no. I went to see the stage show, that was enough. That put the fear of God out of me.
Right, but you're right. We've got to enjoy this time, and I think it will be an emotional time for everybody, everybody. And obviously,
I think everybody's got people.
Amanda.
Yes.
I don't talk when you're talking, do I?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. It'll be an emotional time for everybody. Southside for different reasons. Then the bridge.
Aye, mate. I'll certainly be emotional. We could talk, we've all got the same sort of feelings. We know who was booting us when we were down and what they were trying to do, and going to the wee grounds all through that time, mate, going to the Elgins, Montroses and Brecons, and I mean it was something different. It was a bit of fresh air at times, to be honest, as the seasons were going on and reality kicked in, that you were pulling coaches into wee twins, and the people were happy to see you at that time, mate, and we spent a lot of money there before and after games and that, and come up through the league. So you get to where we are now and the time that it's took. I mean, I think this season, I'll be honest, mate, I thought it'd be nip and tuck with him all the way. I thought it'd be a hard graft. We'd need to be really consistent, but we just blew everybody away with the consistency. So now, mate, we're just waiting to have this amazing party. And obviously it is going to be emotional, but at the same time, I'm certainly going to enjoy it, buddy. That's the one thing you can guarantee, and I hope every single Blue Nose out there does the same as much as possible during this COVID time. But you certainly want to enjoy this party, mate. We've waited a long time, and it's certainly worth the wait now when it comes, mate. I'm buzzing for it, mate. Honestly, it's just... You just feel it now every week. It's just a matter of weeks. It's just a matter of weeks away, mate. So
I'll be
it's
there.
Coming, but
Bridgeman, in you come. Then Amanda. Then we'll go to Amanda.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. It's going to be really emotional for a lot of folk, and I'm not going to leave anybody out, because there are, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of Rangers fans. Every single one of them will be feeling all the emotions that we're feeling, and all the pain that we went through, and it'll all, hopefully, we'll get there, and it'll all ease and just flow over us, and then we can take off. And by God, I think there's going to be big parties all over the world.
Amanda.
I think it's going to just erupt when we win it. I think the whole of Scotland will just erupt. You'll see horses all over the country get red, white and blue banners flying out the window you didn't even know the supporters. Do you know what I mean? Aye, everywhere. All the closets, Rangers supporters, you didn't know we were even Rangers supporters, there'll be streamers flying everywhere. Well, anyway, I'm going to sign off now, okay? And have a good night. All righty. Bye. Bye.
Take
Bye. Bye.
What a woman. What a woman. Wallace will be emotional, and there's going to be a lot of emotion for different reasons, but people have got to enjoy this, because that's what it's all about, and we've waited a long time, and this could be the sweetest ever.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Man, like I said before, I'm 55. Bridge maybe a couple of months younger, I don't know, but some of the football I've seen this season has been sublime. I just can't. It's what we've been through. It's just going to get better, and I can see it's just going to get better. Hopefully, Gerrard's going to be here for the next few years, and he can get this team, because I can see this team doing damage to a lot of people.
Can I just thank Wallace very much for his kind thoughts about my age? Very good, Wallace. Very good. Very good.
Thank
Wallace,
you.
You have to report to HR in the morning. You're getting drug tested and drug tested.
Show him on C, yeah? Show him on C.
No, show him by C, thank you.
By C, sorry, man. Sorry, man. My young brother worked down there for many a long year, down in Worthing.
Where?
In Worthing. Aye, worked for Beecham's.
Right. Oh, really?
Huh? So I used to go down quite regular and visit, you know.
All right.
I think we've got young Darren coming in. I think Darren's joined us. Jordan. Evening, Jordan.
Even panel, how are you?
How we doing, mate? All right?
Good stuff. Not too bad.
What's on your mind, mate?
I'm just more excited now to 55 and just starting to kind of make plans for it now. Was waiting for it.
Oh, I know, mate. I know. We just have to keep our powder dry, and I'll be here before we know it, mate. We're like Wayne's waiting for Christmas, mate. You know.
Put it this way, I think a lot of Scotland will be boot partying, and I think are all anti-Rangers. That's the Mankeys across the city. Dundee Hibs, they'll be in pure meltdown coming when it happens, and I can't wait to see it.
I think we'll disappear for a wee while. Southside, you'll not hear from them, they'll disappear, eh?
Aye, I would think so. I think, well, they'll certainly hear us, mate. That's for sure, all around Glasgow, Scotland, and everywhere else around the world. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine. But it's, like you say, mate, it's Jordan, it's just a matter of what week is it, innit? Is it going to be in a couple of weeks, or is it 3 weeks or 4 weeks? But we're going to enjoy it, mate. That's the main thing. We're going to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. Stevie G and all, we think about this is him going for his first championship, do you know what I mean, as well as a manager. Mm-hmm. So it's all the same as the players, as we talk sometimes about the players. So it's been a learning curve, mate, for him, but what a journey he's been on, and he must be absolutely loving it. I'll tell you what, mate, he'll explode like he exploded up in the East End of Glasgow that time last year. He'll get that emotion back. But you see him, he'll explode all right. He'll love it. It'll be absolutely something. I guarantee it, mate. I don't see him staying calm for this, mate, honestly. I think you'll see pure emotion pour out the guy, and he deserves every bit of it, mate. And so do we.
Yep.
Definitely we do.
You know, the whole coaching staff have done a fantastic job, and they will all probably explode it to sort of variations of it. But I think Steven Gerrard being at the forefront, getting all the hassle he's had from our crappy media and television systems, just shocking. So now we need to win this for him, and he needs to win this for us, and we can go hand in hand far up the ladder. Far up the ladder.
Looking forward
we
to
are
it.
People.
We're looking forward to it, Wallace, and it'll be way soon. Well,
don't. It's I'm filling up now thinking about it. I remember sitting here 9 years ago and telling us what's happening to this club, and I broke down then. It's only a few weeks until we break down again with a great big smile.
Yeah. Well, Bridgeman, you'll not believe it. That's us, mate. Me show's finished.
No.
Oh, can I just say, sorry, Oxford, did I interrupt you there?
No, on you go, mate. On you go.
I was just going to say, it's been another fantastic evening. Brilliant. That quiz thing was just brilliant. Name the midfielders, and I'm sure, as I say, you could bring 10 guys in, and they could maybe have a couple at each, everybody else's place. And you'll know, really, you can go on and on and on when the midfielders are Rangers had. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, this has been a really good night. Everybody enjoy it. Go to sleep. Wake up tomorrow, and you're still going to be a bear. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank Wallace for joining us?
Thank you, gentlemen.
No bother, Wallace, any time, mate. Jordan for popping in.
No worries.
Boarding his nerves up towards 55. I'm sure we'll hear from him in the next few days and weeks. And all the other callers that joined us this evening. Stephen, Amanda, Jim 115. Thanks to everybody who joined us. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night for a normal show between 8 and 10, when we'll be joined by Big Stevie. And we'll have an announcement to make about Tuesday night show. Take it away.
We are the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the bouncy all over the world. We had our troubles, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the Bears, we stood strong. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Lucia Vibrox for Lancer a dream. Follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the bouncy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians, but 3 goals to 2. Still celebrating, doing the bouncy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers, we're back where we belong. Lucia Vibrox, and we're still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world.